Dibur hamaschil kol dodi. Hine mashikasu v'kushinig lale milach malchi amlachim as hayem itzias Mitzrayim. Now, this is concerning the mimer, the voice of my beloved, the concept of jumping, and so it's brought there in that mimer. This is either a biur on it, or from that mimer, then when the King of all kings was revealed, that's when we went out of Mitzrayim. Look, and what is the concept of going out of Egypt below? So it's explained in the mimer in the third month how we came to Midbar Sinai. So that Yitzias Mitzrayim is going out of the sheath of the animalistic soul that covers us. Advayal Avram in Mitzrayim Hulu, to the point where it explains how Avram went out of Mitzrayim. Avram's the love. So Avram went down to Mitzrayim and he came out. So that's a concept of our Yitzias Mitzrayim, is that we take out the love out of Hashem, out of our animalistic boundaries. So look in Elamase that above in the supernal world you also have this idea of going out of Mitzrayim, like the concept of how we crossed over the Jordan River into Israel is also going out from, so to speak, from the desert to Israel, not from the boundary of Egypt to the desert. But we'll speak below. That now the way it is below, you have these boundaries and confinements of the animalistic soul. They hide over only on the divine as it fills creation. Malchus Tatzilus Hamislabeshes Bibia. That is Malchus of Atzilus as it's clothed into breeds Yerasiya Lichvodi Berasiv Chulu, like the pasuk says, that for my honor I created it, and so forth. Yitzarti Vafasisiv. There you have the kavod tata of Malchus going down into the Olamos. Lafisha Mimidas Malchus Shoresh Yesh V'davar Nifrad Yesh Mayin Chul, because from the attribute of kingship of Malchus is the root of the existence, and things that are separate, creation, something from nothing. Now, what does this mean? The King of all kings. We can say, what's this expression? The Malachim corresponds to Za'an Nukva. So Melech Malchei HaMalachim, the last part of Malachim is Za'an Nukva, the masculine and feminine aspect. Kamoshikasu Bizoar Chilek Aleph Vayigash al Pasuk Hine HaMalachim Noadu Chulu, like it says in Zohar Vayigash about Yehuda and Yosef, that they met, that it refers to Yichud Zun, like as is known. It's the concept of Ashmona Esrei, which is a Yichud Zun in Atzilus. Vine Bina Nikra Melech Ilah. Now Bina is called the supernal king. She Melech Lagabiz, and that it's a king in comparison to Zan Nukva. So when you say that's the Zan Nukva is the Malachim, so Melech HaMalachim is the king of Zun, that's Bina. Like it's brought in Pietz Chaim, where it talks about the Kavanos HaBrachos. So when you say Melech, that refers to Bina. Perek Aleph, Beperish Baruch Ata Havaya, Lokina Melech HaOlam. Ki Chesed Nigra Olam Chesed Yibani Chulu, because kindness is called the world. That the world is founded on kindness. V'Abina Nikra Melech HaOlam. and the Bina is called the king of the world. This is what's brought in Zohar, that there's a supernal king, when there's a king above and there's a king below, that the king above is Bina and the king below, Dahinu, Bina Malchus. That is to say, you have Bina and Malchus, the king below is Malchus. V'chein beparshas Vayechi Reish Lamed Zayin Aleph, Gabe Bas Melech Pnima. So to invite Zohar Vayechi, you have the daughter of the king inwards. That the king in that context is also Bina, perhaps. There also in Zohar where it talks about the great king. So too, supernal Chachma is also called the king of honor. Ki kavod hu lamed beis nesivos Chachma, because kavod is Gematria 32, that's the 32 paths of Chachma. So that's Melech HaKavod. So Chachma is also called the king, like Bina here. Ein Zor Chele Gimel Pinchas Reish Nun Gimel Beis Nikra Gamkin Melech Shlomo, and it's also called the King Shlomo, even though Shlomo is also used as expression of Malchus, of Sfiras HaMalchus. But Hashem Nasan Chachma Shlomo, so maybe he also here corresponds with the Melech as it is Chachma. Vayim bepardis perchea kinoi Melech Melech. Ubepri Yitzchayim Shar Kriyashma Perachavtez Malka Ilah Yisod Abba Chulwain Sham. And in Pri Yitzchayim it says that the supernal king refers to Yisod Abba of Chachma. So again, the level of Chachma. Vim Kin Perish Malchem Lachim. If so, so both of them are kings. Chachma and Bina are kings. So they're Malchei HaMalachim. So if the Malachim are Zun, some of the Malchei HaMalachim, the kings of the kings, Hainu Abba V'Ima, that is both the mother and the father of Chachma and Bina. Shem Malachim al Zun, that they are kings to Zan Nukva. Shenikra Gamkin Malachim Kanal, Zun are also called kings. HaMalachim Nuadu. Ubir HaInyan, and to explain this matter, so he didn't mention it, but and the other called Dodi, it says that the Melech of the Malchei HaMalachim will be Keser in comparison to these levels. To explain this matter, Hainu Kibia Hem Yesh V'Davar Nifrad, that B'Yitzir Asiyah are in existence and something separate. Umekablim Chayusam, and they receive their life force in Bechinas Zun Datzilus, from the concept of Zon Nukva Avatzilus, Anim Shachim Bahem, that are drawn into them, V'zeu Inyan Memalakul Alamin Chulu. And that's the concept of the divine as it fills creation. That's Zun as it's Nimshach into Olamos. So too, the 7 lower levels of Atzilus are called the world, the Helam, and the hidden, Lagabi Chachma Bina, in comparison to Chachma and Bina. Ki Bina Nasis Keser Dezachulu, because Bina becomes the crown for Zeranpin. Because the worlds, the attributes, the emotional attributes of the Spheros are connected to the concept of the world. Which is not the case with the holy. It exists on its own above the world, meaning to say Chachma is above the world. Therefore, Chachma and Bina are above, who are above the Midos, are above the world. They're called the kings of the kings. So that's another reason why Chochmah and Bina are called the Malchei of the Malachim. And further, this that B'Yetzir Asiyah are a creation of something from nothing in comparison to Atzilus. That's through this curtain that divides between Atzilus and Bria. Now, just like between Atzilus and the worlds, you have this curtain. So too, in Atzilus itself, you have the four worlds, and you have a curtain in between the parts of Abba and Ima and Za Nukva within Atzilus. Like the concept of from the stomach of what? Of me comes the congealing, meaning this congealed ice, the firmament in between, just like you have this chatzah de kavda in the real stomach. You have this division between above and below, like it's explained in Eitz Chaim. That you have this parsa in the stomach. So, Besider b'dibur hamaschalanos in Shelig, and it's also explained in Perush HaMilus. And in the Memorim of the Mittler Rebbe on Ashrei and the Nevim Ksuvim. במקום אחר בדיבור המסחר לילה מעשה באביר ועוד כי גם קרומה דפסיק במציאוס אריך אנפין. So too you have this chroma now within the brain. You have a concept of this membrane, and that corresponds with a level in Keser. It's so to speak in the middle of Arich. That about that it says on a higher level that there be a firmament within Arich. Now, Abba and Ima, now back to the parsa that's within Atzilus, the parts of Abba and Ima stand above this curtain in Atzilus, above Za, Aval Za Omedu Malbish Arich Anpin Lamata Me Parsa Zu. But Zer Anpin stands, so to speak, and encloses Arich Anpin below this curtain. So it actually reaches up higher than the curtain to enclose Arich. But since it's below this curtain, therefore Za is called the world and the hidden in comparison to Abba and Ima. Now in comparison to the infinite light may be blessed, also Chachma comes from nothing. It's a creation of something from nothing. And there he says it, so the Malchus of Ein Sof, that becomes the Keser, the crown for Atzilus, that's what's called the king of the king of the kings. The king of the kings of the kings. So the Keser is the king of parts of Abba and Ima, which are the kings of Za and Nukva. What is this ruling then? Ruling over Chachma, over parts of Abba, Melucha Hudum Musvis Nasus, that kingship means exaltedness and being high up, and that is to say that how Keser is not grasped at all with Chachma, because no thought can grasp him at all, meaning Chachma as it's called Machshava, like Machshava V'Yovla. So no Chachma can grasp him. Misham Yehiye Shoresh Melech HaMashiach, And from that level of Keser, that's where the king Mashiach comes from. That's where he's called Melech from, because we see that there's a Melech on all the levels. So Melech HaMashiach is coming from the Melech as it is in Keser. Like it says in Yeshaya, that he's very high, the concept of this exaltedness over Chochmah. Veshuv Matzasi Kim Bepardis Sham Zelashono. And further, I found this also stated in Pardes, and this is what he says: Melech hu Keser Elyon, that the king is the supernal crown, Vu Melech HaMolech Al Malchei, and he's the king that rules over the kings. Shem Bez Malachim Chochma Bina, which are the two kings of Chochma and Bina. Shem Malachim HaMolchim Al Zayin Malachim, that they are the kings that rule over the 7 kings. Shem Zayin Yimei Habinyan, which those 7 kings are the 7 days of the building of creation. Ad Kan Lashono, that's the end of his quote. So he doesn't reference it here like we do here about that the Malachim are Zun, but rather all the 7 Midos are like 7 kings. Like the concept of the kings of Edom, perhaps. But maybe Al Pi Harizal that refers to the Malchei Edom as the concept of Tohu. So maybe that's why over here we don't describe the Malachim as 7 kings. Perhaps. And this said, it says the king of the kings of the kings, the Holy One, blessed be He. So what is HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Yeshlomar Perush HaKadosh. What is the holy? That is my holiness, that's higher than your holiness. Shezeu inyan pnimis HaKeser. That's the concept of the inner concept of Keser. Not just Keser, but pnimius HaKeser. So if the Melech, the highest level we said before, was Keser, so the Kadosh is the Pnimis HaKeser, Kamoshikasu b'makom acher bePerush HaMelech HaKadosh. Like it explains in another place on the king who is holy, that we say, Aseres Yimei Tshuva. So you have a Melech and you have a Kadosh. So Melech, not just Melech, but Melech HaKadosh refers to the highest level of Melech, but as it's even higher, the Pnimius HaKeser. Like, and how much more so if just HaMelech HaKadosh refers to that level, how much more so when we say it straight out, that you have the king of the kings of the kings, when we're very clearly talking about Keser, and then we say Melech Malchei Malachim HaKadosh, the who is holy. Who is holy, meaning even a higher level Chulu. And if you have this revelation of Melech Malchei Malachim HaKadosh, so there's no place for boundaries and confinements to Bi'av, the worlds of B'ri Yitzir Asiyah, how much more so to the Klipas Noga that hides and confines that their creation after the creative process from the kings, Shem Zun, which are Zan Nukva, Amislab, Shem Bibiya Kanal, which are enclosed in B'ri Yitzir Asiyah, which is not the case when you have a revelation from beyond the creative process of creation, from the king of the kings of the kings. Look in the Maimer, how on the 3rd month that he mentioned before, how the Torah is the strength to going out of Mitzrayim, and how much more so when we're talking about a revelation from the king of the kings, which is the source for the Torah and mitzvos, even higher than Torah and mitzvos. It's the Keser. So how much more so that will take us out of Mitzrayim. Ketzer in Yitzias Mitzrayim, so we talked about the concept of going out of Mitzrayim. That this is through the revelation upon them of the king of the kings of the kings, the Holy One, blessed be He.